Yes, you know what time it is. You know what I came to do. We about to run through the news for these past couple days, and we about to run through this NXT recap and review because it's Tuesday night. You already know where I'm at. You already know where I'm going to be. Let's run through it all. Let's go. Sheamus did not have a very good Monday night at all. He lost to two dudes who do not matter, frankly, in the large scheme of things, but also got his nose freaking broken by Humberto Carrillo during their matchup, as you saw evidence by the bloody mess that he was on Monday, and also what he posted on his Instagram story here today. Zoinks, Raggy, that joint looks disgusting. Aside from the fact that he'll probably need surgery and more likely a 4 to 6 week recovery, he also stated that he was not vacating his United States Championship, which would be very interesting to just see him off our screens for a couple of weeks, because I don't need him losing to Ricochet and Humberto Carrillo like 5 times in the next 4 weeks. Like, I'm not looking forward to that. So hopefully he gets time to just recover and he comes back stronger than ever as our US champion. Please. You might have saw it on Sunday, but I'm going to tell you again because it's so exciting. Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, is All Elite. He has struck a multi-year deal with All Elite Wrestling as an expert analysis, a coach, a scout, a mentor. He does it all, frankly. He's looking forward to doing his expert analysis on the new show Rampage that is going to debut in August on TBS for All Elite Wrestling. But we talked to Busted Open Radio today, just talking about how the split from WWE was kind of amicable. He wanted to do more backstage stuff and kind of work his way into the backstage area a lot more, and he wasn't getting that opportunity with WWE, so why not do it with AEW? So looking forward to see everything that he does in AEW. Definitely as a scout and as a coach, he is going to be phenomenal for those guys over there. So that is awesome stuff. Definitely congratulations, Mark. Black man, you know what it is. We're going to thrive and let's go. The Dangerous Tekkers are your new IWGP Tag Team Champions. The team of Tai Chi and Zack Sabre Jr., they won those titles from the Gorillas of Destiny at this last NJPW show to start their second reign with those tag team titles. Actually won them last year at Dominion as well. So almost a year ago they won those titles. So definitely good to see them win it back and start off their second reign. Very interesting time to kind of change it. Definitely get the GOD away from those tag team titles. Let them do something else, please, because they have been around those for too long. Definitely be interesting to see where the Tekkers kind of go from here in terms of defenses, more NJPW teams, maybe some inter-promotional action that we might see as well, but definitely a good start off to the second reign for the Dangerous Tekkers. Now it's time for your NXT recap on a Tuesday night. The main crux and main point of this show is the NXT title scene just growing stronger and bigger. We see the beginning of this night of NXT triple threat match to see who would face Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship at TakeOver in Your House. Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano just going at it in an amazing triple threat match. The best one that I've seen since 2 days ago in AEW, but definitely a fantastic match. Everybody was just really going at it. I didn't know who would come out on top, and then nobody did. Nobody did. We see Adam Cole make his return to NXT, destroys everybody with the chair, with the super kicks, with the brain busters to the floor. Pete Dunne takes out the referee as well, destroys everybody. Regal comes down. He's pissed. They got security. They're getting him out of here and stuff like that. And then they go to break. And then we come back from break, you know, and everybody's gone. And I'm like, it's a no disqualification match. How is it a no contest? How do we just stop? Y'all got 4 other referees in the back, minus Drake Words because he gone. But like, what are we doing, basically? They got Ember Moon coming out. She the next thing up. And I'm like, what happened? And then we see later on in the show, everybody's all in the back. They all iced it up and stuff like that because they really hurt. Adam Cole makes his return after being kicked out by security. And he's talking about how he is the main contender for the NXT Championship. Now, he don't taking out everybody, did it in one night. Karrion Kross, he eventually makes his way out as well, just kind of runs down his claim like, bro, you are not special. Like, you don't do anything here. You are not an option. Like, I don't care about you. And then Adam Cole, he returns with one of the best lines we've heard in a minute. He's like, hey, they asked me to be special. All they got to do is ring the bell, bro. I'm like, whoa, tell him again, Mr. Cole. Tell him again, Brother Cole. Eventually, Regal makes his way out. He's like, I'm not going to let you weasel your way into an NXT Championship match. That's basically what he was doing, but it don't matter because Karrion Kross is like, hey, I'll fight everybody. I'll take on you, and you, and you, and you get a title match, and you get a title match. So Regal books it. He makes a 5-way match for TakeOver in your house. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano facing Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. I'm not gonna deny the matchup is fire, but the way it was thrown together like that, I don't know. It just didn't really click with me. It didn't really make sense with me, I would say. But I'm looking forward to TakeOver to see what kind of happens. But the way it was kind of come about and how we got there on this show was not the best way, in my opinion, if we're gonna do that. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm definitely looking forward to the match. I don't see Karrion Kross coming out of this with the belt, unfortunately. I think he's headed to the main roster, and if they put it on anybody, better be Pete Dunne. I'm gonna say that right now. It better be Pete Dunne who they put our title on. If they put it on anybody else, it is a bad decision, a very bad decision creatively. Please put it on Pete Dunne. Please. Like, please. As I mentioned, after that triple threat match that was a no contest, we got Ember Moon coming out trying to fight Raquel Gonzalez for some reason, and they brawl for 30-35 seconds, and that's until security comes in and breaks everything up. Regal is still like fuming from everything that has gone on in like the past like 5-10 minutes, and eventually Dakota Kai comes in, attacks Moon as well, and leaves her lane as they all head on to the back and stuff like that. We get Ember Moon and Dakota Kai announced for next week. But yeah, this is a pretty okay brawl, I guess. Definitely leads to Raquel and Ember going at it at TakeOver in your house more than likely. But yeah, just a weird way to get there. Didn't know they were specifically feuding as of yet. But yeah, it's still okay. I guess it's definitely going to be a nice matchup. But yeah, once again, how we got there is very interesting, I would say. Yeah. Next up, we get a matchup with Jake Atlas going up against LA Knight. A very spirited performance for Jake Atlas in this matchup. He always looks good, but he never always comes out on top, or he always wins with like distractions and something else going inside the ring. Like, let him win straight up, please. He is talented, especially getting this win at the beginning of Pride Month. That's freaking fire for Jake Atlas. Definitely a fun performance. We see $1 Million Man come to ringside as LA Knight is kind of working his man over, and he's just like, hey, Ted, pay attention, like this is what's happening, I'm the guy. And that eventually brings out Cameron Grimes as well. He's like, do you see this guy? Like he sucks, like what he doing? Like how you gonna pick him over me? Come on now. He eventually kind of interferes, gives a distraction for LA Knight, and he gets clobbered, and that allows Jake Atlas to hit that cartwheel DDT, which looks beautiful for the 1-2-3 and the win for Jake Atlas. I'm saying he needs to win straight up, but definitely a good performance for him. And definitely we see $1 Million Man after the match. He just looks disgusted with LA Knight, and he just like walks off, and LA's like, Ted, come on Ted, what did I do? Come on man, give me another chance, which is hilarious. But definitely looking forward to Cameron Grimes and LA Knight renewing hostilities at TakeOver as well. It's definitely going to be a fun matchup over the $1 Million Man lust and learning and the legacy and all that, of course. Yeah, definitely awesome stuff here. Just a nice little matchup from these two for sure. Next up, we got the open challenge for the Cruiserweight Champion Kushida, and it is answered by the former Christian Casanova, newly christened as Carmelo Hayes. And for someone who I hadn't heard about in my entire life, after tonight, dude's a pretty darn good worker. Like, he was out there flying around. This is your awesome cruiserweight matchup. Definitely a lot of high action for the most of it. And he was out there throwing bombs with Kushida, like reversing everything. It might not have been like a technical dream, but he was still like moving around like most that I have never seen really before in this cruiserweight division. So the athleticism was there. The look was there for Carmelo Hayes. It looked phenomenal. Definitely a first like great performance here in NXT. He's definitely made a fan out of me from my black men, of course. But Kushida did go after getting the win. He hit a pop-up right hand as Carmelo Hayes was coming off the ropes. Kicked that arm out and then locked on that hoverboard. Lock-in had your boy tapping. Another nice win for Kushida just to stake his claim with the Cruiserweight Championship, and hopefully hold that for as long as he does, for many months and many more, please, because Kushida's the best. He rock it every single time. So yeah, definitely great performance from these two. Definitely one of my favorite moments on the show. Just seeing like a new star just like come in. Ain't nobody know nothing about this dude, frankly, and he just looked in and just like played the part perfectly. Like, this was definitely awesome stuff, of course. Sure, Xia Li. Yeah, remember that she lost 4 years ago in your first match. Yeah, we gonna remember that now. Cool. Yeah. Why? Like, you could have done this like months ago, almost a year ago, like when you whatever. I'm not even gonna worry about it. This is filler. I'm not gonna touch it. Not gonna touch it. We see a dominant display for the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, of the way as they went up against Zoe Stark and Zeta Ramir. They definitely had control for the most of it, very physical a lot early on, and they did not let up pretty much ever during this matchup. They definitely got the win with the Wicked Stepsister and a Pretty Savage from the top rope for Indy Hartwell for the 1, 2, 3, and they celebrate, and they're doing good, and they're luscious, and they're loving it, and Indy Hartwell is still stuck on Dexter Loomis, and we saw him putting on the headphones and listening to 80s power ballads as well. And I'm just like, why? Why are we doing this? Why are we messing it up? Make the tradition mean something. Don't have no Dexter Loomis, no Dexter Loomis. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. But definitely a great little display for the tag team champions as they kind of continue on into more challenges, hopefully later on as well. So definitely good stuff here. And last up in the night, we got the main event for the NXT Tag Team Championships. MSK defending against Legado del Fantasma. I'm glad they got that main event spot. They've been one of the better teams in NXT since they debuted, so this was awesome. Definitely a great opportunity to show what they got, and they did not disappoint. This was high-paced and fast action from jump. We see at one point just really balls to the wall. We see grizzled young veterans and Tommaso Ciampa and TT come out at one point, and they just brawl and then leave, and then we never see them again. This is pretty much just fast-paced action from beginning to end. Definitely two of the most high-impact teams that we do have in NXT. But we do see the end of this matchup. Escobar gets involved. He was out there on commentary just chilling and smiling and all that. He throws Wesley into the steel steps on the outside and throws him back in the ring. But we see out of nowhere, Bronson Reed bodies this man and smushes him up against the barricade wall and just leaves him laying. This distracts Joaquin Wilde long enough to get caught in that elevated blockbuster from MSK for the 1, 2, 3 and the win for MSK in the retention of their NXT Tag Team Championships. And we see them and Bronson Reed just stand tall, just holding their titles up in the air in a very nice visual to end the show off as they just look down the rest of Legado del Fantasma. But yeah, this is a very awesome tag team match. Definitely the chemistry between these teams is undeniable. I see them just like leading the NXT tag team division into the future, as well as the tag team division in general, maybe like Raw and SmackDown in the main roster eventually as well. But yeah, just a beautiful way to end off this night of NXT. All in all, this was really one of the easiest 2 hours to kind of sit through for NXT. It kind of flew by, just amazing matches, nice moments, stuff like that. But I will say, the way that we got to this NXT TakeOver In Your House card is very weird to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, everything just kind of feels like it was thrown together, and I'm not used to that from NXT. I'm not used to like slow burns, but more so like at least thought out. Like, we can see the matches coming and stuff like that. What is Xia Li and Mercedes Martinez doing on this card? Like, help me out, please. So it definitely just feels a little just kind of thrown together, in my opinion. Not saying that the card won't be good, but it just seems a little bit weird how we got there, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the 5-way and see what happens there. I'm more interested in like one-on-one matches in that 5-way. Like, I want to see Karrion Kross and Adam Cole. I want to see Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano as well, and just see those matches. But the 5-way will not disappoint, more than likely. Hopefully, please make Pete Dunne the champion if you're going to take it off Cross, please. That is going to be it. You will see new videos throughout the week and beyond that. But that is going to be it from me. I'm out. Peace. Happy Pride Month. Everybody enjoy yourselves. Love one another. Love each other. Everything like that, of course. I'll see you soon.